Hey guys, welcome to the shop and to my last video of 2022. Now, it's the end of the year, I want to do this right, so we're going to think big. And I'm going to be building a brand new house. Now luckily the homeowner's here today, so let's get with them and see what they need. So this is our homeowner Elijah, the little leopard gecko that's now a part of our family. Now leopard geckos need places to hide at different temperatures inside their tank. One on the warm side, one on the cool side, and one that's moist to help them shed their skin. I also want Elijah to have something he can climb up on if he feels adventurous. Now my goal is to create a structure that accomplishes all of these things. So for now, let's wave goodbye to Elijah and head into the shop to get to work. To build the main structure of this hide, I'm going to use up some scrap 1/2-inch plywood that I had left over from another project. And after cutting some pieces to size, I'm going to do a basic layout that tells me roughly where the 3 separate entrances are going to be. Then I can finish cutting out the components and start assembling. I'm going to make the hide for the warm side of the tank on the far right of the structure. I'm also going to wall this section off separate from the others to help keep the heat concentrated in this area. Now the moist and cool hide are actually going to be 2 parts of the same area, and our little gecko is going to be able to travel back and forth to each one from inside the hide. Now you're also going to notice that this structure has a sloped roof, and I'm making it that way with the hope that Mr. Elijah will be able to get up on top and climb around if he feels like exploring. I'm also going to add a set of steps to make climbing up a little easier. I'm using glue and 1-inch 18 gauge nails to put this thing together. And because of that, I'm going to look over everything and then double check to make sure that there's no nails sticking out that could hurt our little guy. Then I can go ahead and add the steps. Okay, so this is what our plywood hide looks like. Now, I want this thing to look like a giant rock, and the way it looks right now just isn't going to cut it. To fix this, I'm going to cover the entire thing with expandable foam and give it a day to completely dry. Once the foam's cured, I'll come back with a serrated knife and carve the foam to the shape I want. Now that I'm done carving, the next step is to cover the foam with grout. Now the grout I'm using is a sanded grout from Mapei in a charcoal color. I ended up giving the front and sides just one heavy coat, but when everything cured, the top wasn't fully covered, so I ended up going over it a second time. You know, one thing I want to make sure of throughout this whole build is that there's nothing sharp on this hide that can hurt our little gecko. I'm going to use 100 grit paper to smooth over the entire surface of this project. Then I'll seal it with 3 coats of water-based polyurethane. Guys, I really like the way this thing came out. The look has come a long way from the plywood structure to the finished product. It has that stone look I wanted, and the water-based polyurethane gives the whole thing a wet look. Now my plan is to have the cave on the far right be the warm hide. That's where I'll have the heating pad under the tank. I'm going to keep a damp paper towel in the middle cave so Elijah has a moist area to shed his skin. The cool hide will be on the far left cave under the steps. Now right off the bat, this little guy loves the warm hide. That's where he sleeps and spends most of his rest time. At night or early morning, I see him exploring the tank or at his water dish, and I know he's been on top of the cave because I've cleaned up some of his poop up there. So I want to see if I can entice him to climb up for me. There we go. Good job, little man. I want to thank everyone for checking out this video and my channel over this first year. You know, we've done a whole variety of projects, and I've gained 350 subscribers along the way, which I'm very grateful for. I hope everyone has a happy new year, and I'll see you guys back at the shop in 2023.